Okay, so my broken mouse deleted this original audio file, so I'm going to chuck it in because I'm actually done with the video now. I'm going to apologize for the noises of the fan at the start of this video. It happens for around 25 minutes, and obviously it's teething problems. It's our first podcast. There's also a little bit of echo on Joshua's microphone I didn't pick up until the end of this. So yeah, there's going to be issues for the first one. We are addressing them, and they're going to be fixed for the next video, which will be Microsoft, and it'll be out tomorrow, because this is out on the 10th, that'll be on the 11th. I'm not going to drag this a little bit out, I'm just going to make sure hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, everybody. There we go.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. That's fine, we'll keep that in. Welcome to the first of, how many? Like, 7 of these videos that we're going to be doing.
So. Tomorrow's going to be... No, actually...
Is it
Sunday's going to be
Sunday? Sunday.
No, Monday.
Yeah, Monday. I'm gonna have to edit 3 of these in one day, but
Fun.
Anyway, this is just like a. I don't think this has a name yet. I think we'll figure it out. It's just an E3 thoughts and review overall thing. This is sort of. I apologize if it's a little bit what's the word? Rush? Not really, but like it's kind of casual. And we're going to talk about every single thing that happens in these conferences, and I guess we'll have... It'll probably just be me and Joshua for, like... How many of them? Like 3 or 4, probably, because Brandon's not here.
Yeah.
But, like, we'll have, like...
Nintendo will probably be...
Yeah, Nintendo will have, like, 4, maybe. But, anyway. So, I don't want to, like, waste too much time, because it's really late. But, let's just... get into it, I guess. Right, EA always opens with, like...
Yeah.
It's been a couple of years now where it's opened the show, and it always sets the bar really low. And...
It's, it's never good.
This year's no different, I guess. I'll just mention the pre-show, which...
Oh, I didn't watch that.
I watched it. I don't really know if... you could consider it. They talked about Sims 4 Seasons. That was the first trailer of the entirety of E3, and it was an expansion for a game that's been out for 2 years.
That, should have had seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
In the first place, I don't understand that. That's so weird.
We're removing a basic feature so we can sell it as a selling point in about 2 years now. That was... I don't know. I don't know much about Sims. I'm not gonna talk about it that much. I don't know if... Yeah.
I played it on my laptop, like, once. But that's it.
I think I had the PS3.
I never got into it.
I think I had...
I had the mobile game. I used to play that during middle school.
I remember Sims Mobile. That was a train wreck. Speaking of mobile games, they then announced Madden Mobile, which apparently has already been a thing for, like, a year. So...
Has it?
Apparently...
Oh, I should be...
Apparently
fix my microphone.
Apparently this is just rebranded. This was known as Madden 18 Mobile last year, and it's the exact same game with bug fixes, and it's just called Madden Mobile now. So
I mean, that's just every other Madden game.
That's true. That is literally...
It's the same exact thing.
It's just like a mobile sports game. Yeah.
So I really didn't miss anything with the pre-show.
No.
I didn't miss anything in this entire conference. If I didn't watch it, I would have missed, like, one thing.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem. And the first thing that was in the actual show that I immediately... You didn't see this part, but you know how bad the host was.
Yeah.
Now, I know she was probably trying, and it's her first one, and I give somebody the benefit of the doubt, but I mean... Like, I've got a couple quotes that I've written down for her.
I think my favorite is when they were talking about Star Wars, and she said, "Are you gonna get to be able to use a lightsaber?"
Yeah, in a Star Wars game about Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the guy looked at her. He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and that guy was like drunk. I can guarantee you that guy was drunk. Like, I don't know what it was.
I thought he was a random person from the audience at first.
Yeah. Did you see the guys behind that were staring? I'll throw an image on the camera. Not on the camera, on the...
Those were so good.
On the video, of those guys that were staring at the lens of the camera, like, in the background.
Yeah.
It was great. But she opened the show by immediately harassing a guy that cheered for her because he felt bad. Like,
Oh, whoa. Wait, what?
No, not like harassing. Like you know how like when people like pick out people in the audience and start talking to them, like they did that at the Ubisoft conference last year, but like this year nobody really cheered except for this one guy, and she pointed at him and started like talking to him, and it's just like, leave him alone. What's he?
Oh.
He's trying to help you, and it's just like, oh, that was an interesting one. You managed.
Yeah, just
sorry, carry on.
I was just gonna say like a quick note here. I didn't turn this on until like 15 minutes after it was already on because I was trying to hook up the Apple TV or whatever. So I missed a few things, but
Yeah,
not the whole thing.
that's I was just about to mention that actually. I think you missed this next thing that opened it, and they opened it with the game like opening was Battlefield 5.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah.
It was. I mean, I guess I'll say I played Battlefield 1 recently because I got it on sale. It looks identical to Battlefield 5. Like,
Did they show gameplay?
they did show a little bit, not much. Like, I think it was like a little clip. They've announced that there's a new like enhanced physics engine when now, I don't know if this was a thing in Battlefield 1, but now tanks can drive through buildings and like crash down buildings and stuff.
Barely played that game. The most I played of it was the story because that's what I was good at.
Yeah, speaking of that, War Stories is back apparently with six new stories. That's pretty much the same as Battlefield 1. Whatever.
Yeah.
They pretty much said, sorry, but I'll just finish this. They pretty much said it's all they said was like, oh yeah, we're gonna show more tomorrow at Xbox, I guess. And it's just like, okay.
That's really what they should be doing.
Yeah.
With the whole thing.
They should have just waited, but they needed to fill time, I guess. But they, and one of the biggest points they were driving, and this is my problem with this entire conference, right? Is that they were really pushing that we don't have a premium pass and we don't have loot boxes. That's not a feature. Like, that's not. Like,
Yeah, it shouldn't be. They did that
with
whatever that one game is too.
Anthem.
And nobody. Yeah.
they spent way too long pushing the fact that there's no premium pass or loot boxes, and it should be that they're doing it because they care and not doing it because they want to look good. And I think that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
The last thing that happened with Battlefield 5 was they announced a Battle Royale mode, and
Oh, my favorite.
I didn't think it would be this fast that we would get a Battle Royale mode at E3. It was literally the first game, and they announced a Battle Royale mode. So, I don't really have much else to say on that. Like, I'm sure it was probably great for the people that wanted to see it. It was the exact same trailer they did the trailer they showed was literally the trailer they showed last week.
Was it really?
I'm pretty sure. Okay, and we are back. I apologize for the little 10-minute. Well, it wasn't 10 minutes for you, Christ.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was like a 10-minute black screen for that?
Yeah, that'd be even better actually.
Yeah.
Just
Also,
10 minutes of like silence and breathing.
That
while I'm
would be
walking the dogs,
perfect.
yeah.
And you can just hear me like laughing at like a meme or something. Just like,
Well, how else are you gonna hit that 10-minute mark? You know.
yeah, exactly. Get that
Like all
YouTube revenue.
the. Yeah.
What's up, Logan? Also,
So.
I'm gonna.
What?
I'm just gonna quickly apologize. I'm not sure if my microphone's picking it up. I have to have my fan on in here because it is so hot. I would literally have passed out by now. So
Well, that's fun.
I don't know if it picks it up. I don't think it does. I hope it doesn't. But
I don't hear it on my end, so
okay.
hopefully not.
So what's next?
FIFA, right?
Yeah. Okay. So then after Battlefield 5, we just finished talking about the Royale mode for Battlefield 5, and then they immediately kick into FIFA, which I didn't think they'd do this early in the conference. But I don't know. A lot of people are saying this is the best EA E3 conference. Oh, sorry, that was a Windows notification. That was it was the best EA
Is
E3
it really,
conference. I think it was the worst.
I don't remember any of them, to be honest. Like, the one I remember was, I think, 2013 or 14 when they announced a Mirror's Edge Catalyst, or it was Mirror's Edge 2 at the time. That's the most memorable one for me. I don't even think that was at EA. I think it was at Sony's.
There was because I remember last year wasn't awful because they did focus on Battlefront 2. I think that maybe appealed to me more, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
But yeah, okay. I don't
Real
think
quick.
that's fine.
Oh, I just had a stupid thing to add.
Okay.
It doesn't really add to this discussion. It's just a stupid thing I said. Like when Mirror's Edge 2 I'm gonna call it Mirror's Edge 2 because it's easier. But when that was first like shown at E3, I remember I tweeted, I'm like, oh, if this doesn't come out for anything other than Xbox and PlayStation, I'm gonna go to EA and force them to make it for something else. I really wanted it on the Wii U for some reason. That could never happen.
Yeah.
And I remember I tweeted, I can't find the full tweet. I can only find one. It cuts off. It's like I'm gonna go to EA and then the other. It was like the tweet after continued in. Can't find that one.
That's
So it just sounds very violent.
yeah. That's
But-
great.
It wasn't my intention. But what were we talking about?
So I don't think either of us are very FIFA-y.
Oh no, definitely.
I'm sure that, like, I guess this was great. This is the problem with EA, is that I'm sure it's great for somebody that likes sports games, but
Oh, yeah.
for somebody that doesn't, ooh, this was bad. This was
It's also
like,
not even. What?
oh, sorry, no, carry on.
I was gonna say it's not even a surprise because
No.
there's a new one every year.
Yeah, and
So everybody saw it coming.
they
But
spent
continue.
they spent like a good, 10 minutes on this as well, right? Like, they showed off the trailer, and then they had the Champions League people come out, and then they had loads of people talk about esports for a good 3 minutes,
Oh yeah.
and then
My favorite part was when they had it was after the conference, but when they were playing FIFA, and it was Little Yachty and King Bach, or however you pronounce it, the guy from Vine.
Yeah.
Why did they choose them?
I don't know.
And I think they represented the America team,
Oh,
and then of course they had an esports player on the other one.
yeah, just to get
Oh
decimated.
wow.
And then they were talking about a Teen Titans Go movie, but yeah,
Oh yeah, my favorite. And then the guy, they were saying a few of them, like the Viner, he said how he has a Netflix show, and then when the last guy was introduced, he's like, "I'm not a Netflix, but yo," or something like that. Like, I'm not a Netflix.
oh god,
So,
that was
and the
unbearable.
guy who said he's excited for Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
I
I'm
just,
excited. I'm excited in the wrong way, for the wrong reasons.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be
terrible.
so stupid. But also, guys, go see it if you want Teen Titans season 6, because apparently this is what's deciding the fate of that. So
Why?
I don't
This
understand
this is
it,
completely unrelated. But anyway,
yeah,
Right.
just a little PSA out there if
um,
you want the next season.
FIFA
Back to
FIFA 19.
yeah.
They also announced a free update for FIFA 18. It's about the World Cup, I guess. I don't know. I can't say much else, but because I don't know. But anyway, this was immediately followed up with the new Origin Access Premier, which
Oh, of course.
immediately.
That one's good.
Yeah, immediately was is kind of generous because if you remember, I forget his name. He always weirds me out when he comes on stage. But the guy came out, and he felt really uncomfortable, and he spent a good 5 minutes talking about how Origin Access has changed things and how subscription services are the future and really business
Oh.
talk. And then
It's funny I don't remember this happening because I really didn't. I was not interested. I just remember it's a streaming service with all their games, and that's
Yeah.
that's a good thing. And I wish that the PlayStation Now or whatever, or
Yeah.
Xbox game, I wish they were more like that.
I think the PlayStation One is functions on other Sony devices, but
Oh, does it?
I don't know.
I just I'm just sad that some games are exclusive to PlayStation now. It's also unrelated, but like old PlayStation 1 games you can only get on there.
That's strange. Like,
But yeah, EA whatever, Origin Access, I don't know.
this
I barely
was,
even used Origin.
yeah, this is seemingly only coming to PC too.
I yeah.
Because they would have EA Access Premier, you'd think, but no.
Oh yeah.
They
So
maybe they'll roll it out later. This,
it is a good service though. It's like one of the
yeah,
better announcements from this weird first day conference.
it was. I feel like this should have been before Microsoft, but just to like elaborate on what the service is. It's what we knew at the time. I've actually updated the script since, but what we knew, not script, sorry, like notes.
The list, yeah.
Yeah. It's a subscription service that allows you to play all modern EA titles as they come out for a monthly fee, like over a cloud, and different devices which were announced at the time: phones, tablets, and consoles, and PC.
Phones?
Yeah, I think phones also support it.
Oh wow.
Oh, that would explain it. If consoles support Origin Access, then you can just use Origin on consoles.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's weird. And apparently it's coming this summer, so I guess it looks pretty cool.
It's alright. I'm not really interested in it, but it is a good thing to have.
We do actually have info on the pricing too, which is the actual. I'm gonna quote this now because this isn't me saying it. This is a quote, and I'll say end quote when it's done. Origin Access Premier on PC is a pretty cool service. $15 a month or $100 a year gives you access to all 100 plus Origin Access games and new games such as Madden 19, FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and Anthem when they launch. A lot of value overall, expands on current subscription options. End quote. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's kind of expected. 15 is okay if you like EA games a lot. Especially if you like sports games.
I'd say the yearly thing's more worth it considering games are $60 now.
Yeah, like 100 a year is not that bad if you wanted to play Battlefield 5 and Anthem. But
yeah,
if you really wanted to play them.
It's like if you're like really into EA games, if you wanted to play, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
but like
there's
if you're just gonna, like only like people who are really big fans of this company, which
are very few and far between now.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that popular, but
we'll see. I guess I don't think it'll.
Yeah,
I think Battlefront 2, Battlefield 5, and the new Jedi game will probably be selling points for it, but.
Oh yeah.
I think Anthem's gonna flop, but we'll get to that. Trust me, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
And then the next thing after this was the worst way to announce something so big.
Well, let me just. I feel like I remember them saying that it existed a year ago.
I do remember
like when they
teasing it. Yeah.
They said like, well, I'm not gonna like. First, let's say what it is, and then
yeah, of course,
because I remember them. So
this is Respawn's new title, which is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
And yeah, I remember last year. I think when they announced Battlefront 2, they said they're also working on a single-player Star Wars game. So this isn't really
like news,
like a new announcement.
Yeah.
All they did was give the name.
Yeah. But this was really awkwardly done. Like, instead of showing it on screen like Nintendo did with Metroid Prime 4, like, they did this thing where the cringy host went up to the lead developer at Respawn and and like was talking to him. I think it's the lead. I don't know. It might not be. I might be wrong. But
One of them.
Literally all he said was, it's based in a dark time. Oh yeah, very dark. And then this is when we get the great quote from the host saying, "Can you use lightsabers?"
Can you use lightsabers in a Jedi game?
And it's just like it was a train wreck because this could have been a big announcement. Like this could have been a big thing, but they sort of like shoved it aside, and I don't know why. Like they could have just waited like until next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Or like the Game Awards, whenever.
yeah, the Game
they
Awards
don't
would
do
have made
anything there, do they?
sense. Maybe they should have. I don't know. And then this also confirms that Respawn are not working on a Titanfall game. So I assume Titanfall sort of on pause at the moment. But
Well, I guess so. 2 just came out when? Actually, no, because
2 came out 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
it was in. I thought it came out last year.
Oh, so
The original came out like 3 years ago.
No, the original.
I remember-
the original came out in 2014.
I could have sworn Titanfall 2 was announced E3 either 2016 or it was E3 2016 because it came out last year. I'm pretty sure.
I'm almost certain it was 20. I think it might have been E3 2016 came out same year.
That too, yeah, it was one of those two.
But I don't think it doesn't really matter anyway. But I think
Yeah.
I think 3 Titanfall games in a row would be a little too samey anyway. But
Oh yeah.
anyway, the next thing, which we had a little bit of a Star Wars block here. Then we had the Star Wars Battlefront 2 announcements, and
Still haven't played that game.
this again opens with this is my biggest problem again because he opens saying we know we've made mistakes, but we've removed we've reinvented the cosmetic system, and we're making it so that you can use in-game credits to get new loot boxes that only contain cosmetics. And I feel like, why didn't you just do this in the first place?
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have done this if they didn't get so much backlash.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my problem.
Wow.
Like they're making them sound like, oh, we're doing good for the community. No, you're not. You're doing good because of the fact that you got backlash for it.
Yeah. That's basically all it was. I feel like they also should have shown gameplay of what they announced
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Or at least, like, concept art. Because we saw one character.
Yeah, we saw.
They didn't even
we
show-
saw, just to explain, we're getting a Clone Wars DLC, which is quote unquote free content coming out towards the end of this year, and it is. They showed an image of General Grievous, who is one of the new playable villains, and they also announced
They,
Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, and Anakin Skywalker, but didn't show any images.
I feel like that would be... that's going to be something kind of cool.
Yeah.
But, like... They could have shown... They showed the one character.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And they
then
also said that they planned on doing more than just new heroes. They were doing a new mode and stuff as well, like a new extraction mode.
Oh, you're right. There was also gameplay of, like, one mode that I totally didn't pay attention to.
Yeah, that was.
It was with the little...
That was.
What are they called?
That was with the Han Solo,
okay.
Because they're doing a content update that rolls next week that's free, and it's giving us Solo a Star Wars story stuff. I'm actually going to mention something here, and I'm going to throw a timestamp on screen for you to skip past this. It'll only be like a minute. But I'm going to talk about why I felt like we should have seen more Han Solo stuff. It's spoilers for Solo a Star Wars story. So,
Oh.
if you haven't watched it, I'll throw a timestamp on screen. I'll give you like 10 seconds to go to your tab and then press it and then skip. But I'll start talking about it now. Where was the stuff about Enfys Nest and Tobias Beckett here? Like... Why is there nobody representing this new game other than Han and Chewie?
Yeah,
Like-
so that's all I could take away from it, those two characters.
Yeah.
Like,
They have new skins for them, and they also have 2 new maps. They have the mining colony from the new movie, and also, I think, something to do with Corellia, but I might be wrong. It might just be the mining colony, but they don't have any other characters either. It's just... They had plenty of time to work on it, but they decided not
it's
to.
just, just the two characters that are, I'm pretty sure, already in the game.
Yeah, they are.
Just not the younger... Like, what is different about... I know it's different about Han, but what's different about Chewbacca?
He's wearing the glasses. I'm going to turn my
That's
fan
it?
off, just so... I'll turn my fan off just so you guys... It might be easier for you. Actually, no, I'm going to turn it back on because it's way too hot. Immediately.
Fun.
But, yeah. what were we saying? Yeah, that's the only cosmetic difference, and I think that's just gonna be a free update, and that might be
At least it's
added to
free.
that might be added to the cosmetic loot boxes actually. Um,
I remember I fell for one of the EA. I paid for a season pass
oh,
in the original Battlefront. I'm
I,
not very
I
proud
think
to
I
say
did
that.
too.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure what sold me was the new map and also the fact that, which is sounds really stupid, and it is really stupid because now I realize how stupid it was and boring. I'm like, oh, you could play as R2D2 in this new game mode. Of course, I'm gonna spend $20
I
on the
spent
season pass.
I spent 20 on that for the Rogue One stuff, like almost exclusively.
Yeah, I only got it for, it was all right. I just haven't played it in a while.
I got it
I don't know
because
if it's worth.
I loved Rogue One. Speaking of which, where's the Rogue One and stuff in Battlefront 2? Like it was removed.
Yeah, that would make sense too. Wait, yeah.
Because it was. I'm going to turn my fan on the lowest setting. Sorry, I'm talking about my fan for like this is going to be a common thing. But yeah, like why remove content from the first game just to make it seem like an update for the second later on? That's kind of
Oh, they removed it from Battlefront 1?
no. It's in Battlefront 1, but like it's not in Battlefront 2.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
But so that's pretty much okay. That was a pretty long tangent. I'll probably put a timestamp. It might have started. I'll put a timestamp probably earlier than that. But next up was. Oh my god, my phone is going off like crazy. Is this brand? I'm sorry for this. Yes, it is brand. Okay, but
Nice.
So next up was Unravel 2. Now, this was kind of okay. This
It looks better than the first one.
this looked
It looks
okay.
kind of faster.
Yeah, it looked a bit more inventive. I found too, but this is kind of my problem, and that they had a focus like a huge focus on co-op gameplay.
It reminds me of the snipper clips
Yeah.
of EA or whatever, because it's like, oh yeah, it's an okay game to play with a friend, but
On your
are
own,
you
it's
really gonna
frustrating.
spend? Yeah, are you? I still haven't really played much of snipper clips. I got it a few months ago. I barely played it because one, I'm not gonna play that alone
Yeah.
because that's boring, and two, there are other games I'd rather be playing when I have friends over.
Yeah.
Other than this, it's an okay game, but only for when you like really feel like playing it. That's what I feel about this one.
I think EA really likes to have a co-op game on their press conference lineup. Like last year, A Way Out did really well, and they mentioned that
Oh,
in the
yeah.
conference, right? They mentioned that saying it sold 2 million units, and they're like 2 million in the first week. Like that's a big deal
Oh,
for an
yeah.
indie game, and like it's also great. A Way Out is pretty good. But
I still haven't tried it. I barely even know about it.
I'd say
I
avoid
never looked
stuff,
into it.
because it's pretty fun. This game was designed for two people because.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm gonna mention, I know they were probably nervous, but oh my god, the devs were so unbearable when they
Oh,
were.
yeah, it was like that when they announced the first one too. It was like maybe better this year. I think they were just really nervous.
Yeah.
But it was awkward both times.
Like they were on stage and they were like doing like a gameplay commentary, right?
Oh yeah.
What was
That
they
was,
said stuff like I can't even like let
Let
me
me check
throw
my-
this let me throw this one, or like let's
Little victory flip right there.
oh yeah, just a quick little celebratory flip. That was
Oh yeah, celebratory flip.
that's a quote and a half. That
What else was there?
that was one. Oh, he's chasing
Oh, here
after
we
us.
go.
Oh, he's gonna get us. That's another. That was another one. Yeah, it was bad. Like I feel bad for them, but it was really rough.
It was just awkward commentary. Like
Yeah,
I think he was like, "Oh, this is the scary part right here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we could do this. Do you got it?" And then they.
yeah.
Oh, and then my favorite quote is the guy going faster. He just said faster.
that could be taken
No,
out
that
of
was it.
context.
Yep.
But there was like also right on the opening, the demo wasn't ready, so they had like a little debug menu come up.
Oh.
I'm not sure if
Yeah.
like I know
That was
quite embarrassing. Yeah, it's also the big twist was like, oh, it's out today, and like that was
that was super weird.
that was weird. That
'Cause-
was forced. I found. Like
Yeah, also it makes me wonder what they're going to be doing with the physical edition, because there was one. Oh wait, no, there was never a physical edition. Sorry. The first one released as a plush and a code, I think, physically.
yeah, I do remember that. I think the UK actually got a physical disc though.
I have that. Yeah, I have. For some reason, whatever reason, I found the game super boring. But
Yeah, it seemed very slow. But to counteract that, Unravel 2 does seem a little faster. So I would say
yeah, it does.
this is probably a positive on the conference overall. Like
Pretty sure the only selling point for the game for me was the little. First of all, the character.
yeah.
And saying, well, oh, you get a plush with it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I don't care that this is ridiculously overpriced for one yarn plush guy that I don't even know where it is. But I think it sold me because of the design of the character. I don't know. It's a dumb reason.
Now this
Oh, and not to mention... Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. Carry on if you've got something to say.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I didn't actually, like, register the game onto my account for, like, a good 3 months. So basically, I just bought it for the
plush, yeah.
cheap yarn. Yeah.
But
What were you gonna say though?
next up is my absolute highlight of this conference, right? Not for the reasons,
Oh, boy.
not because of the game. It was because the woman that came on was so cheery and happy, and it made me laugh so much. And the line was, "Thank you, Patrick." And it was just like, that's my new
I missed
favorite. Oh, it was magical.
Thank you, Patrick.
It was I'll play a little voice clip of
Thank
it
you,
now.
Patrick.
Okay, that was
Thank you, Patrick.
that was wonderful. Yeah, she talked a lot at this point. Like, the game is Sea of Solitude, by the way, and
It actually looks alright.
yeah, it's very inside like limbo-y. But
I still don't understand what it is really, but
Yeah.
it did catch my attention. It does look, it looks alright.
she talked for a long time, and I think that was because there's not much gameplay to it. It's
Yeah, I was really confused at first. I couldn't tell what it was.
and it's like a narrative boating sim from what I can tell, and this was the thing that really made me feel a bit weird about it, is that she mentions that there's a casual mode and a regular mode, and the regular mode is when it's raining and it's darkness and it's stormy, and the casual mode is it's all nice out.
Is that what it was? I couldn't understand that either. No, that's weird.
And that's strange because it's a narrative game. Like, why would you need a easier mode for it?
Yeah.
Unless there's more to it than what we think. Maybe there is. But
maybe, yeah.
the trailer showed a few scary boys. That was about it, really. One of them jumped up on and jumped up at the screen, did like a little jump scare.
Oh, it was really spooky.
And I think that was it. That was pretty much all we got. No release
It was
date.
It was the most interesting thing they showed,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think so. I would probably say so. Yeah. Like, but there wasn't much they showed that was interesting, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
And now we get on to NBA Live 19. I was laughing too much from the last thing to be paying much attention. I assume it's just like every other sports game. Like, it was. I think they're just adding a few new features. They didn't even touch on NBA Live for very long. I think it's because it doesn't sell that
Yeah.
well.
It was just a really weird trailer.
It was just like a quick little trailer, and then immediately went into Madden. And
Yeah, that was it.
but Madden, the most notable thing is that it's getting a PC port this year. The first time apparently in over 10 years. And
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
and I found out that apparently over 10 years means 11 years. So it's all
Oh.
technically over 10 years.
Perfect.
It's some new features. I've literally written, I don't know, it's a sports game. Like, yeah.
Neither of us have played. I don't know about you, but I definitely haven't played. I had one on the Nintendo 64. I don't think I ever played it actually. Sports games never interested me.
Like NBA, this part of the conference, right to the end, was the like slope down, and it got worse.
Oh
And
yeah, because of what's coming up next.
yeah, and the next up was something I was incredibly confused of why they showed, and it was
I still am.
Command and Conquer Rivals, which is a mobile game.
Well, let me bring this up real quick. I don't know. Yeah, first of all, I thought this was like a new IP. Apparently,
It's a
this is one of their
long
older-
IP, yeah.
It's one of their older games that they, I guess, decided to turn into mobile, which means it's basically going to be killed off now.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I want to emphasize, they spent more time on this game than they did on Battlefield 5. How?
yeah, that was like the most gameplay we got.
We got
one
an
of the-
entire, and I actually looked it up. We got an entire 4.5 minute gameplay presentation of this mobile game, and that
It was just,
and I know a lot of people are like, oh, 4.5 minutes, that's not much. That was more. That was almost as much gameplay as Anthem had. Like,
oh yeah,
like as much maybe. That's why it was uncomfortable. It was hard. It was really hard to watch because they were like really uncomfortable and just playing this game, sat really uncomfortably, knowing it was
like
scripted.
close up camera shots of like them playing on this phone.
Yeah, and then they got, and then they apparently, this is what I find really funny, is apparently they were zoomed in onto the screen for like a good minute and a half, and it's because people were getting up and leaving, and they didn't want to show it.
My favorite thing that happened during this part was when they were introducing like the two
Yeah,
like the only claps that were audible was the guy who was announcing,
I know.
and then maybe like
Everybody was dead.
two people in the audience.
Everybody was dead at that point, and it was just like
It was so sad. It was like 3 people clapping at most for both
I
of them.
thought it might. I was honestly convinced it was a clap track, and it actually wasn't somebody clapping. I think it was genuinely like nobody was interested.
Oh yeah, that's so like the only guy who was like actually clapping was the announcer.
Yeah, this was.
It was funny to hear.
And then they played a trailer, like a really high budget trailer for this game.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, are they showing off Anthem now? No, it was a trailer for Command and Conquer Rivals, a mobile game. Unless they have a lot of faith in this mobile game, I don't know why they're putting so much time into it.
They could have like decided, oh, we'll make a trailer for, like you said, like the Star Wars game. They could have had like a little teaser trailer, but
Yeah.
no.
They
But
filled
that
it up
was
with
the most boring part.
And then we closed off with what I thought would have been the highlight of this show,
Yeah.
and it was Anthem. And they talked about this for 20 minutes. And I have never been so underwhelmed by a big blow-off game at an E3 conference ever. And
It looked like Warframe.
yeah,
Yeah.
it reminded me so much of Warframe. And
It's a game you could download for free.
like I'm not
But it's not.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Warframe is bad by any means. Warframe is great, but what I'm gonna clarify here,
This is not.
they opened this up with a trailer we'd already seen, and that trailer is a bad trailer anyway. And then they talked about it for I think 10 to 12 minutes, and they showed the exact same gameplay clips and concept art over and over.
Oh, that was my favorite part. Yeah, it just
And
kept looping.
It kept looping, and they were just talking about like really basic stuff we already knew. The only new info we got was that the canonical term for the bots is a javelin, and
Oh yeah, that too.
also that you can swap
and then-
between all of them with one character.
And then the person was like, "Oh yay, I really want to make mine pink,"
I forgot.
and nobody laughed.
Yeah.
Nobody laughed at all.
That was the
was
most
awkward.
awkward moment so far, and we talked. They were talking about like they addressed a question about microtransactions during an E3 conference on Twitter.
Oh yeah, that.
Like this was unbearable.
Obviously, it was to fill up time. Obviously, this
Yeah.
Q&A thing.
And they answered yes, there are loot boxes, but they're pure. No, they're not loot boxes. Sorry, there are microtransactions, but they're purely cosmetic, and you know what you're gonna get. And then EA pushed this as if they're being saints, and that this is a big deal. Like
It's
not.
That was really dumb.
It really is not. And
Microtransactions in a paid game too.
yeah, exactly. A game that's already
they did that
60.
Yeah, I don't understand their thinking.
And also, we got into the actual gameplay, right? And I expected, okay, so maybe it's gonna surprise me a little bit, and maybe it's gonna be okay. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the gameplay they chose was just really, like, unfavorable, but it looked dull. And I don't say that
They weren't
much.
even. All they were doing, I'm pretty sure they were flying, and
they
that was
flew
it.
around.
I remember,
Like,
one point they shot at this giant,
and then they
monster
flew
thing.
past
You're
it. Like,
oh, they're probably gonna fight it to show combat,
Yeah.
and then no, they just fly into a cave.
and if you notice, when they get into this cave, they go through it and they fly through it, and they get to a big enemy at the end, and instead of showing combat off, they just cut it off there.
The only highlight of that trailer was the one guy sounded like Gordon Ramsay. So
I mean,
it sounded like, I forget what the guy's name was, but it was just like the same accent and kind of the same pitch
yeah.
of his voice. It just sounded like Gordon Ramsay was talking.
He kind of they literally just walked.
It made that trailer interesting.
They walked into the corner of like this creek, and then they walked back out, and then they ran into this big enemy. They shot him once. They flew past, went into a cave, saw an enemy. Gameplay ended. It was a flight simulator, and I think honestly that the only reason they didn't show more is because of the fact that the game is nowhere near done.
That could be it, yeah.
And I want to be surprised. Also, the HUD. I can't. Maybe it was just me. The HUD was really distracting for me.
No, I agree. Like with the combo thing too.
It was very
like how a
blocky
ton.
too. Like
You saw that too. Like when they kept shooting at the whatever, a bunch of just the word combo appeared over and over again over the enemy in like bright yellow text.
also,
So that's
how
very
is
distracting.
shooting somebody twice a combo? It's a shooter.
It's a shooter, so I don't understand that.
Unless there's more.
It's-
I mean, maybe they'll do melee combat. I don't know.
Maybe
That ended off the show, and everybody thought it would be a big blowout thing, and it was really. I think that was worse than the Sea of Solitude and Unravel 2's trailers. And that was bad. That was rough, and that made. I think because I expected that to be great. I thought my closing thoughts on it are really negative, because they did have a couple things. They had Origin Access Premier for people who want it. That's good. They had Battlefield 5 info, but not much of it. They essentially said, watch Microsoft tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that.
They did the Star Wars Battlefront 2 stuff. They're sort of redeeming themselves slowly. They have Unravel 2 and Sea of Solitude, which were both great. However, badly announcing Jedi Fallen Order, having a terrible host,
Yeah, all the awkwardness.
and then Command and Conquer Rivals taking up more time than your biggest current IP, Battlefield.
That, yeah.
And then having Anthem be underwhelming really put a sour taste in my mouth for it. And my rating for this thing, we're going to be doing star ratings. I was like, when I wrote this, I put 1 out of 5. And I think I will give it 1 out of 5, because Sea of Solitude and Unravel 2, I think, are worth 1 star for an 1 hour
Honestly,
conference. I wouldn't give it 0.5, because I don't think that's very fair on like a couple of the games. But like, I think 1 out of 5.
Yeah, that'd honestly probably be mine too. for the exact same reasons. The two games. Honestly, the only one I'm interested in is the Sea of Solitude one. I'm not gonna pick up Unravel 2,
Yeah.
but and the Jedi Fallen Order thing. So
But then,
yeah, I
that's,
think
I find that
1 out of 5.
yeah, I think Jedi Fallen Order is a negative overall just because of how they announced it. I think
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. Actually, because we already knew about it.
yeah, like,
Now all we know is, oh, you play as a Jedi in this game.
and you have a lightsaber,
That-
which thank God we got
didn't-
clarified.
Yeah.
Um,
We didn't know that info a year ago, but I mean, if it's a single-player Star Wars game, what else are you gonna
yeah,
expect?
like what
Because
we already.
it's not gonna be a shooter. Cause
Yeah, exactly. Why would you make a second shooter from a separate developer other than DICE? That's Star Wars
Yeah.
related. Like it was really obvious. Like I'm sure Respawn will do an okay job. I think maybe. Actually, do you know what? Maybe not. Because Respawn have never made a game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they've ever made a game outside of Titanfall. Which means that they're probably not fit for it. It's pretty much
Okay,
just
wait.
Force Unleashed 3.
so the guys who made the mech shooter are making a Jedi game.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's gonna be weird. Yeah.
But I guess that actually wraps up the EA discussion review post thoughts thing. It's been a little.
This one was really
It
like cynical.
yeah. I hope we'll be a little bit more upbeat and positive about the next
Yeah.
few. But
I'm more. I feel like Microsoft is gonna be okay.
Microsoft will be
tomorrow.
okay. Microsoft will look good compared to this. So,
Well, yeah, that too.
but
Also, they show games that are third parties that
Yeah.
are good. So
we will probably see some BioShock stuff. So I'm excited. But thank you.
yeah, they're making a third, aren't or fourth?
Yeah. But
I forgot they hinted that.
thank you
Maybe
for
Borderlands 4.
thank you for joining me in this incredibly late night EA conference. I'm getting ready. I'll have this edited and up hopefully before Microsoft tomorrow. I assume I will. I'm probably
What time is Microsoft for you?
it'll 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. I don't know.
I think it's 4 o'clock for me. Wait, that doesn't add up. Whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I will have to talk about Microsoft the day after, I think, but which means
Yeah, probably.
you,
Because Microsoft, Bethesda, and Devolver Digital is all tomorrow.
yeah. So I don't know if we'll do a video on Devolver. It depends how much they have. It might be like a short, like 7-minute video if it's Devolver, but we're still probably gonna do one.
I just remember their conference being very memey from last year.
Apparently,
That's
it's
it.
more real this year. Like,
All right, that's a good thing.
but yeah, let's end off the video. Do you want to know? I'll just ask, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, oh, this is a hard one. My Twitter,
Okay.
which has a really good name,
Which will be thrown on screen and also will be in the description.
right there. And I don't think I have anything else I can plug.
That's
I would say the sketch channel, but that hasn't uploaded since July.
okay. But
So I don't think I earned the right to.
that's fine. You'll be plugged in every single video anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, just check out my Twitter if you want
That's
for
and
for tweets like.
thank you for listening to us ramble about a company that did a really bad job this year. And
Yeah, I feel like this one was like one of the. This one's gonna be one of the more, I feel like, fun videos, considering how much
yeah,
there was to make fun of.
definitely. But
But like then we have like the Nintendo. That one's gonna be interesting.
yeah,
Depending on what they announce. I feel like if they announce, just I'm getting way too ahead of myself. So never mind
it's
that one. That one's Tuesday, right?
yeah. We'll talk about it on Tuesday. Then. We will.
Yeah.
Again, thank you
Tomorrow's
guys. Thank you guys for watching this. You've stuck around to us cynically talk about EA, and we will see you in the next one, which will be out probably tomorrow. If this is out if this is out on the 10th, the next one will be out on the 11th. But yeah,
So right now, these guys are gonna be. Wait, so now Microsoft's already on.
Yeah, Microsoft's happened probably, or it's on right now. So
Yeah.
we will
Alright,
see
so
you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Long bye. Cool.
Thank you, Puppy. So, does that mean I get to, like, hold the light?